Hey guys, we're back. We've been a little away from profiles for a little bit. I've been waiting for a decent bit of stuff to come in. I did want to show off new stuff, but I figured I should put out a list for Grade 4 Magnolia first. There were some people saying that like the Grade 3 build looks super cool, but Inlet Pulse is kind of gross in pricing right now, which makes sense. He's a really good card, but you know, the grade 4 Magnolia is choice restricted with inlet pulse, so we can make this version work instead. If you want to play this instead, we have oh gosh, I have a lot of profiles coming out pretty soon. The To finish up the Stokia roundup, there is a Rorwa deck profile coming out. I was gonna wait for the promo, but seeing that we got I got my playset of the triple R in, I figure we're just gonna throw that in, and then we'll worry about the promo whenever that comes out. Flagberg, I'm waiting on the promo on, but that's fine. We'll put that on the back burner. I have a new regular Zorga list coming out, and then I have the cross overdress list. I wasn't planning on building that originally, but I pulled a lot of stuff, so it just I have the deck, so we're playing the deck. Um, yeah, there's not too much to say there. We're just gonna go ahead and hop into the profile real quick. This is for Grade 4 Magnolia. Oh god, I can't pick up cards. There we go. So ride line. Where's the camera at? Right there. So I got a little bit of grief for this, and I gotta be honest with you guys. So if you don't like Rancor and Black Tears Husk, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna play the Magnolia like grade 2 and 1 because they're not that good. I never get them to pop off. If you want to play them or any other grade 1 or 2, go ahead and swap them out. I still think the order cards are pretty solid, but you could also swap those out too if you really want to. So starter is this little cat. I love the little orange cat. You go second, you draw a card. Rancor is Pot of Greed for a Soul Blast, and then you either discard two or discard a order card. Husk Dragon will grab you back that order card that you discarded off of him, which is pretty nice. And Magnolia. Magnolia, the battle of its swings, you counterblast one, pick one of your back row and it gets +5 and can attack from the back row. But if you Persona Road, you can pick 3 units. Uh, you will never get the 3. It's just the stepping stone to the grade 4. So yeah, that's the ride line of this. It's pretty straightforward. Again, the uh, if you would prefer the any other ride line, you can do that. But I don't see a reason to not play the Zorga ride line. For Magnolia Elder, this card is really good. So if you have a Magnolia in Soul, which you have one in your ride deck, so you always have one in Soul, all your rear guards get +5 and can attack from the back row and can intercept from anywhere. And then uh, also, if you when you ride it, you call a card from your soul out to the rear guard. This card's just really good. There's a reason it got choice restricted with Inlet Pulse. This deck is still very strong, I feel. The, o- the only thing it's missing is like Inlet Pulse, but realistically, this deck is super fine, super solid. You can still secure games with this just as easily as you could with the Grade 3 build that I put out. This deck's also a lot cheaper, so budget options are good. Going on to the rest of the deck, I have a fat pile. Oh my goodness, a fat pile of grade 2s to go through. So, Bandero, look at him. Oh my goodness, he's beautiful. So like you might wanna. I'm never gonna get where this is going. There we go. So just like the last profile, when he's placed, you can Soul Blast one, call another one back from your drop zone, and when he swings, if you're on Magnolia, he gets +5. So he's a 14k beater. I like this because front row beaters are pretty hard to get. So, because like, if you just take like most of your like, you could look at this guy like Ganasla, like he has his effects in the back row, so you want him in the back row. Most of the deck just has a lot of like back row related stuff, so I wanted more. I like this card just because I can put it in the front row and pretty much bully with it. You know, that's the best part about this card. Speaking of Ganasla, I have so we're doing a really weird. I'm doing three of this, and I'm doing three of. Ooh, there we go. Three of I think it's Armadi. There we go. So they both are kind of the reasons your deck is going to hit like a little bit harder. Ganaslo when he swings, you can counterblast one or swings from the back row, counterblast one, buff something up by his current power, so you just want to throw triggers on him. This little guy can buff up uh, Ganasla for an attack, so when something from the back row swings, you can counterblast one, tuck him into soul, and give that attacking unit 10k until the end of the battle. It's just another front row option. You know, it does something in the front row, which is kind of nice, and it helps you like sort of push a little bit harder. Like if you've got something that would swing for like 25 from the back row and your opponent defensives, well, you give that an extra 10k, and look, you're making them ask for more shield value again. Very good. He also goes to Soul, meaning the grade 4 Magnolia can call him out, which is really good. You don't you don't need three. I'm just playing three because I've been enjoying it. Realistically, you could probably cut this down to two and be fine with it, but I am enjoying three. And then the last little spurt. So this is the longest name. The Clipping Dragon of Soul Revolution. Uh, he is if you did five or more attacks or you did Alchemagic at the end of turn, you tuck him in the soul countercharge one. Uh, it's it's really good. It's the reason why I play three Ganasla and three copies of Armani because he's like, hey, if you got me on board, just go ahead and blow through your counterblast. Just keep punching him. It. I mean, you could also call it back from Elder because it goes to the soul. It's just a really good card overall. I've got one copy of Gabreg. Let's pull that back a little. There we go. Gabreg, I'd like to play two of him. I guess you could cut a copy of Armadi for him, but he doesn't. There are certain matchups he helps you win, but it's not like every matchup he helps you win. You know, uh, so his ability is when something in the same column as him swings, you can Soul Blast one. He'll get 10k, and then whatever your opponent currently has on their board, when he swings, they can't block with it. So the best example I have of this is if you play against somebody who's playing Bava, you have your Trick Moon and a bunch of grade ones on board. Well, you can't block with zeros or ones now, so if you don't have the order PG, you're kind of screwed, man. It's that order PG definitely made this card a bit weaker, but it's still a very good card for closing out the game. And two of NPEX. Now NPEX is a little weird because like I used to play four of this. I love this card, but as time has gone on, I am fine with just having the two. Maybe I would want a third again, but realistically, you only need to see like one or two. You uh, and this build more than the grade 3 version of Magnolia. Ganasla is kind of like your star player, so you want to make sure you want to prioritize him in the back row over something like this. Yeah, that's all I have to say on that one. It's really good card. If you want to cut on Armadi for it, you can again, but the most standard perfect guards, look at that, we did it. Perfect guards are here. The order perfect guard, you don't play it because you're a grade 4 deck and it doesn't go with it. So any perfect guard you can find is fine. They just got reprinted, so they're cheap. Play them, they're good. Preferably the newer one. I don't really care for this old art, but I mean, I'm sure you'll hear me rant about that in a different profile. The orders that I play for this list, I play 6. So I'm playing 4 copies of Spiritual Body Condensation. This is Monster Reborn for a Soul Blast and gives it +5. And then I am playing 2 copies of In the Dim Darkness Frozen Resentment. Now, this is also Monster Reborn, but it's better Monster Reborn. So it's you Soul Blast 1, look at your top 3, bin any one of them, just put it in the grave, and then call back a card from your graveyard. Absolutely phenomenal. The reason that I'm not playing more copies of this than this, because I really don't have more spare copies of this to go. Those haven't come in yet. But realistically, I think with this deck more than, I don't want to say more than other Stokia decks, but like this deck kind of does like this power bonus from Spiritual Body. So realistically, like you can get away with this ratio. You can get away with like 3 spiritual and 3 of this. It's very up to you. This is what I'm running right now. I haven't had any issues with it yet. Um, so yeah, that is our order lineup. Again, if you don't like the Zorga Ride line, you might change some of these out. I still think, like honestly, like even if you want to hop off the Zorga package, I would still keep like at least 4 orders because just you can bring back something really good, and then it's really good. um, yeah, that was probably the worst English I've ever used, but um, it, the deck building for this is very up to you. I think that's the best way to run it for me personally. I'm gonna go on to the triggers. Over triggers are over triggers. We always play over triggers. I have a very weird. I'm playing 3 crit. 4 of Lena. She'll get the 5k shield if you're on grade 3. 4 of the Frenzied Harris, and then 4 heal triggers. This is a hard one to explain. So the other Magnolia deck, I like the crits more to like push you to higher damage quicker. Uh, this deck, I feel like you're kind of fine playing a rainbow still. I mean, you're obviously still playing 4 draws. This is super important. Um, but the fronts just feel really good. Like when you hit them in this deck, I don't know how else to explain that, so I'm just gonna keep playing the fronts until it comes to haunt me. The crit, I should probably mention this. This crit trigger, you could play, and probably I guess you might want to play the Go to Soul, give something 2k crit, but it's just never come up for me. And at the time, they were like $2 a copy, and it's just cheaper to play regular copies. Um, yeah. Also, this one doesn't go into Soul, so you can, if you really need to call it, it sits on your board, and then you can later intercept with it. But yeah, overall, that's what I have for this profile. I mentioned before I have like a good bit of profiles coming out in the next little bit, but this is going to be the first one. There are some premium decks I probably should have mentioned, but I kind of want to keep them a surprise. Just know I have some premium decks that are in the work, some very funny ones. Yeah, that's all we have to say on this one. So thank you guys for checking it out, and I'll catch you later. Bye!